Now,
Hey, we're still figuring this out from across the country.
I know.
So
But let me ask you this. Are we going to try to do two today? Or we can let this one run longer and make it two parts?
I don't know.
Oh,
I
okay,
guess, yeah, let's see how
it
it goes.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Oh,
You got to get good at the
Here
mic.
comes Grayson. Well, Jay, last time it was just here.
I'm just trying my best.
But what I'm saying is, when we were at the house, it was right here.
Why are you both grabbing it?
Just go close to it.
Okay.
All right. Does that sound okay?
Man. Yeah, it could sound better.
Oh, is that better?
How much closer, Chris?
Well, you have to point it at your mouth.
Oh, okay.
Like that. Yeah.
But what happens if he doesn't point it at me when I'm talking? He's
Then
going
we
to
won't
overtake
hear you.
the whole situation. You
I-
better point it at me.
I will, depending
See,
on what
like
you're
right
saying.
there, I can't really hear you.
But you can hear me.
Yeah. So just pretend that you're running like the New Year's Eve show, all right?
Oh, Dick Clark. Hello.
Or you're interviewing
Hello.
at the Emmys.
Okay.
Whatever
So
puts you in
essentially,
the character.
we're interviewing each other.
But if I don't think you're giving me a fair shake, get away from me, dog.
Okay.
I check my water.
That's
Okay.
fair.
All right. I think the banter portion's done.
No,
Yeah,
don't
I
put the
think we're
dog
good.
part. People like dogs. Don't do that.
You didn't do anything wrong with the
Oh,
dog.
I have a hot take on dogs.
Okay, what is that?
Dad was right. Dogs suck. Don't get a dog.
Oh, done.
What's wrong with your dog?
No, they're just a pain in the ass. I love my dog, and I'll be extremely sad when she goes away. But every day I wish she wasn't around.
Oh my god.
Not like I knew she wasn't around. I just wish she got like Thanos snapped out of. But I didn't know about it.
Got it.
It's like the end of Spider-Man. They forgot all about him
Right.
like that.
Well,
Okay.
that's a pretty big spoiler for that movie.
Oops. Well, I mean, it's been out for a long time.
People deserve it.
The people who haven't seen it don't care how it ends.
Did you guys go see the Batman yet?
No, but we have free tickets. We're gonna go.
I have
Free.
not seen. I have not seen.
Free tickets.
She has like coupons.
Yes, I have free tickets.
I'm really sad everyone can't watch this.
We have to be honest with our listeners. We have been relegated to one mic, so I'm trying my best to put it back and forth between me and Michelle.
He's not doing a good job. He's trying to silence me. He's against women.
None of that is true.
Always.
None of that is true. None of that is true. But I think this would be a good time to segue into our subject matter.
Oh.
What's our subject matter?
Well, didn't we say that we were going to discuss like legitimate topics and everything like that, not just talk about if we saw movies, because or
Oh,
like
okay.
the humps of a camel? Didn't we say this?
We did, but did we talk to Chris? Do we talk to Chris about this? I mean,
Well,
I mean,
Okay.
I'll
Well,
talk
Chris-
about whatever.
Chris is a member of the team.
no, I know that's what I'm saying. Did we even talk to him about?
Well, part of that is surprise. I think that, okay, so everyone that's listening, after the first episode was done last week, 2 weeks ago.
I actually haven't looked at the stats for that episode.
Oh.
Sorry, we missed last week. I was traveling.
Yeah. Our father came in who was listening and said it, I think pretty much that it's boring. That pretty much.
Well, he watches an old man talk about the Cowboys every day as entertainment.
But also, like, what we're doing is what he's had with us for, how old are you going to be?
Right.
42. So that's been his experience for 42 years. So I think maybe it's
You're a
important
known
to him.
commodity.
Well, I think also part of it said he was saying that we needed to talk about relevant things, and then we did start talking about something.
Yes, but I think we're gonna get maybe a little bit more hard hitting, but we know we don't know a lot.
Well, I don't think it's about knowing. I think it's about our own opinions and feelings for certain situations. And I believe when we started talking, we started talking about abortion.
We did. Yes.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm not.
Why?
We're like jumping into the deep end. We're not even like waiting.
Well,
Why?
no, let me take that back. We didn't start specifically talking about the subject of abortion. We started talking about subject matters that were kind of more heavy hitting, more specific, and to see where we landed. And we
I
had
don't know if we're important enough for our opinions to matter to other people.
well, people are listening, so I mean,
Yeah.
clearly they are either entertained by what we're saying.
That person in India might really want to know.
I think so, but we were coming up with differing opinions about
I don't think really.
what.
I don't even know if we ever came to the conclusion.
No. What we were okay, just not whether we agree with abortion or not. That wasn't really where we were talking. I think we were talking about the responsibility of the man.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, the man as in, like, the government?
No.
Oh.
What I mean, that was good. What I mean is, where I think the discussion came in was kind of jumping off of a pro-choice message.
Okay.
Do you understand?
What?
So, like, what we were saying. Sorry.
It can't be that good. Michelle's not even listening anymore.
What I was saying was that we were coming with the idea that I think you were taking the side. So basically what I was saying is that if you believe as a woman that you should have the right to get an abortion, which was not really what we were discussing.
Correct, and I don't know that I agree with that.
Correct. But if we went farther down the conversation line, it was more so we were talking about the responsibility of the guy.
Okay. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. And I mean, again, I'm going to say this. I don't think I'm important enough to really make a difference. I myself don't think it's right, but that doesn't mean
I don't know.
judge other people. Yeah. But Jason's saying, like, should the guy have a say on whether you get an abortion or don't get an abortion? Or
No.
if you don't get an abortion, why is it then their responsibility to take care of that child? Was that it?
Well, basically, one of the reasons that we've here is about having
I wish you could see Chris's face. He's like cringing.
one of the conversations we were having was about the reasons for having an abortion are numerous. Okay, and it's a private decision. And one of those reasons, what?
I don't understand where this is such a weird thing. We just jumped right in to abortion talk. We were just talking about the Batman, and you just start bringing up abortion. Like, I don't understand where this is coming from. You didn't even talk to me about this.
All right,
Like,
first
what
of all,
the fuck is this?
First of all, let me just say something real quick. Number one, I don't have to run by ideas by you. Let's just start that. You were
But
hired.
this was a shit transition.
It wasn't.
We were literally
It
talking
wasn't.
about free movie tickets.
It wasn't.
And you were like,
I was not.
Abortion, though.
I was not talking about free movie tickets. I was saying it. I was trying to get to the point that kind of fueled our discussion last week.
So you want to rehab a discussion you already had?
No, I want to touch on it to kind of okay. Well, first of all, the whole point of having a discussion is not to change the world. We're not trying to change the world. We're giving our opinions on certain subject matters. And one of the things we discussed last week, so that's why it might seem like I'm diving into the subject matter, but I'm just reiterating what we discussed was basically not so much about abortion, yay or nay, but about how I feel a certain way about the responsibilities of the father.
Okay.
I'm not saying whether abortion is right or wrong. I'm not commenting on that. All I'm commenting on, if one of the reasons that you get an abortion is because you're not financially ready, you're not emotionally ready for this, why suddenly, if you decide to have it, does that automatically make the father financially and emotionally ready?
Gotcha.
I think there
Had
is
sex with the woman who's now having the baby.
the woman had sex with the man that is now having the baby, and it's her body.
Yeah, but why is it all his responsibility? Our responsibility.
Well, if it's her body and she chooses to have the child, then it is her responsibility.
But it's his child.
Right. But if he doesn't have a say whether she has it or not, why does he suddenly have to be responsible if she does?
because I did think that's just the stand-up thing to do.
But why does it even, if her reason, if she can't financially or emotionally is ready for this child, why are you suddenly deciding that he is?
Because he had sex with her to begin with.
Okay. But you're equating what I'm trying to say is that if her reasons are valid because it's her body, then it's her choice.
You're saying if a woman decides not to abort a child, that you think the man should be able to say, no, it should be aborted, and then that should be the decision.
No, what I'm saying is that if it's a woman's body, okay, we're not discussing if that's right, wrong, left, sideways, whatever. That's not the subject we're discussing. But if that is the reason of why the pro-choice, that a woman, it's my body, I need to decide what I do to it. You can't tell me I should raise this child if I'm not financially, emotionally ready. It's my life. But yet, by you having the child, legally, the father is ready, whether he's ready or not. I think that's hypocritical.
But I mean, at the end of the day, there's two people that can decide what happens, right?
But there aren't two people because the
the
father doesn't decide.
No, but what I'm saying is, if a woman asks the man what he thinks, and she doesn't want to have an abortion, he does. It's 1-1. So I think the person that now has to birth the child gets the tiebreaker, so to speak.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say, though. If the woman chooses to have the child because she feels like she's financially and emotionally ready for it, that doesn't necessarily mean the father is. But yet he needs to be now.
Well, I think
Not all the time. There's a whole lot of deadbeat dads.
I'm just basically saying that if a father doesn't have a say on whether she has an abortion, which I agree with, then I think it's kind of wrong to just force them now to raise a child that they might not be emotionally or financially ready for.
I'm about
But
to
I
blow
think-
your mind.
I think there's a whole bunch of women, though, that probably don't ask the man for help or rely on that, or the men who just don't do what they're supposed to do. So, I mean, I think...
Well, why does it have to be what they're supposed to do? If they're not ready for it...
Here's the crux of the problem and why there's an argument to begin with.
Go.
It's because that decision of whether you're emotionally ready or not happens after when it actually should happen. That should happen before you decide to have sex.
Agreed. Oh, no,
And
I agree.
so that's when
But
you should be like,
it's not
are
just
you, if something happens, are you financially or emotionally ready to do this?
No.
Then we should take every precaution to
But
not
that's
have
the
a
fault
child.
of... That's the
if
fault
you
of...
can't do the time, don't commit the
Yeah.
crime.
No, and I'm agreeing with you. I'm basically, I guess I'm definitely agreeing with you about that. Like the discussion and the decision should be done prior to that. And there are two people who do that. But I think there's sort of like if we are supporting women who want to get an abortion and for any number of reasons, because it's their business, I just find it interesting that then if they choose to have the child, that suddenly the father, whether he's ready or not.
But what I will say is, if a woman genuinely doesn't agree about abortion or doesn't want to have an abortion, she might not be emotionally or financially responsible as well, but she's decided morally that she can't abort the child. She's also not ready, and she also has to push the baby out
That's
of
a
her body.
solid point.
Yeah, but she chooses to do that.
Not if you don't view that having an abortion is a choice. I don't think of having an abortion is a choice.
Oh, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is all I'm trying to say is that if we are taking the emotional and financial reason for aborting that child, all I'm trying to say is that should be a valid reason for a father to.
No, and I guess if they're on the fence about having an abortion or not having an abortion, I think you're right. There should be a discussion had with the father about his feelings on it, and that should be taken in if a woman is on the fence. And you're right, not just ultimately decide and then say, well, you got to take care of this kid now.
Well, okay, you touched on it a little bit. What I'm trying to say is that if a girl goes to a guy and says, look, we've done this, and now I'm pregnant. If the guy said, she's like, I'm going to get an abortion. If the guy said, I don't want you to, legally, she's like, it doesn't matter because I can do whatever I want. If she goes to the guy and says, I'm not going to get an abortion, he says, I'm not financially ready for this child, I'm having this child. There's no if it's going to work for one way where it's your body and now I don't have a say whether it lives or dies, which is fine, then why is it not the same thing if I'm not financially or emotionally ready? If you want to have it, it's your body, it's your choice.
Because it's not your body. You have no physical, you have nothing you can do physically because it's not your body. But that doesn't mean that
What?
I'm saying you don't have a choice as a man because it's the woman's body that is pregnant.
Right. So why, if you're now forcing me to be a father and I'm not ready, how is that right?
But no one's forcing you. I mean, at the end of the day.
But legally, she might be.
I mean, but you can't say that happens all the time because.
No, but if she went to a court of law, I would have to pay child support.
But again, I think that goes back to Chris's argument. I get it. That might seem unfair, but excuse my language. Fuck you. You shouldn't have.
Yeah, but she let me.
And she's taking responsibility by having that child.
Right, but that doesn't necessarily mean if she chooses not to, I can't stop her.
And you shouldn't stop her.
But if she does, now I have to now fork over the money that I might not have.
To Chris's argument. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, yeah, it's almost like once you decide to do that, that's the problem, right? Humans are just, we do shit we're not supposed to do all the time because it feels good or we like it, and so we just don't think about all the repercussions, and so we just jump into it. But I mean, if you do that, you have to accept. I think once you enter into that, then you forfeit your right to say, "Oh, I'm not financially ready for this." Now, we don't. Most people aren't responsible like that, and they're still gonna fuck off anyway. So it just is what it is.
But I will also say that, if you're so against it, I feel like probably, I mean, obviously there's all kinds of women, but most women might be like, they might not even want you to be in their child's life because, I mean, honestly, like, if you're not willing to take responsibility, then that goes to show what kind of a father you'll be, and that might not be who she wants in the child's life anyway.
But yeah. That doesn't, I guess that's the other part of the conversation. That doesn't necessarily mean he's a bad person.
But I feel like we all get into situations that we're maybe not ready for and not on the scale of abortion or whatever, but somebody dies and suddenly you're a single parent, or you get divorced, somebody cheats and you get divorced and now you're the primary breadwinner, whatever it is. People are put into situations all the time, and you know what? They just have to suck it up and go on with life.
I've entered a lot of situations I'm not financially ready for that I've just had to suck it up and make it work. So
no, and I'm not disagreeing with that. All I'm disagreeing with is if it's a conversation about choice, then it should be a universal conversation of choice.
Yeah.
But I think that's hard when the way it is with having a child. I mean, the way God made it is the woman is the one that has the child. So it is leaning towards one side just naturally because that's what happens, And so unfortunately, I see what you're saying. And I think if they're in a relationship, the parents they should have a conversation, and she should take that in consideration if she's on the fence about both ways, like, should I have an abortion? Should I not? There should be a conversation to get his feeling or what his, involvement should be. But
yeah. The choice should be made beforehand, not after the fact. That's what makes it messy and difficult and all that. It should be made before it.
Or having sex?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're not financially or whatever emotionally ready for a baby, there's a myriad of options to make sure you do not have a child.
Oh, no, I agree with you.
So.
No, I think we're all in agreement there. The decision takes place. I'm just leaning into that one specific situation and that's what I thought would be an interesting thing to.
I think it is interesting. I mean, I think it is something that you're right. I mean, they should have more of a say, and I think that's on the woman to do that. And if it's something where it's a one night stand or whatever, I mean, again, I feel like probably a good amount of women would say, I'm not even going to tell him, or I'm just going to have the baby. Like,
Yeah.
but that's not fair either in a way, right? Because if you happen to have the guy who wanted to be a part of that kid's life, that's not fair either. And I mean, again, at the end of the day, I think who you really have to think about is, and what you're saying, I get why you're saying it, but it's also selfish, right? Because at the end of the day, there's going to be a kid, and you saying you'd rather that kid not be alive because you're not emotionally or financially responsible. That's affecting a child's life who's now going to grow up with a father who clearly doesn't want him, or, you know, doesn't want to do with him. And that's the part of our problem. That's the problem with our society, is you have people who don't take responsibility or forget that, yes, while that might be shocking and will be life-changing, at the end of it, there's a child. And so the men saying things like that is very selfish at the end of the day.
Saying things like what?
Well, I'm not financially or emotionally responsible.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess my question, but I guess just to go off of that, and again, let me just reiterate, like, I'm not speaking from what I'm trying to, what I'm not necessarily speaking for myself. And I could not do something like that if you know what I mean, but you're equating, you're basically demonizing that father or guy for not being ready for it. Like if they're, I mean, yes, obviously the conversation needed to happen before they entered into this, and there was a myriad of steps to do this. And I mean, in that case, let's say life found a way and the girl got pregnant or whatever, like, to bring it before him and to say that he's just not ready for that right now, that doesn't.
No, and I'm not saying demonizing him. I'm saying those are real feelings to have, and that's a real kind of, oh shit, I'm not financially, emotionally mature enough to have a child. That's normal to feel that way, but at the end of the day, kind of putting into perspective that there's going to be a child and how important fathers are in children's lives. Again, that should start. You should not be you should be able to look at that. And obviously once the child is born, hopefully that changes, because then suddenly it's like, well, we have to take care of this child. You know, I mean,
Right.
It's tough, right? But I mean, I don't know. I don't have children, but you hear from a lot of people who are like, you're never financially well enough to have a child a lot of the times, right? I mean, look at our family. Mom and dad had 6 kids, and not a lot of money. Not a lot of money, right? But did you feel that? I mean, maybe when we got older, but did you feel that as a child?
Well, I think it was a less expensive world too.
Less expensive, but 6 kids is a lot of kids.
No, I'm saying 6 kids, like in today's economy, is.
But not really. Not with 2 parents working, which is the norm now.
Yeah, but could 2 parents work with 6 children?
Back then, now you mean?
Anytime.
I don't know.
I mean, childcare now for 6 children would be huge.
Yeah.
Like college.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, yeah. I mean, you're right, but that's what I mean. It's like, I feel like it should be a shock, but it's one of those things that you have to kind of look and see that it's not just happening to you; it's happening to the woman. There's now a baby that's going to be there. It's, yeah. I mean, it is interesting.
See, it wasn't such a weird concept to start talking about. Sometimes you just got to dive in. Chris. Just got to dive in.
On me, like I need.
But it wasn't a
little bit
discussion.
of a heads up.
But it wasn't a discussion about abortion.
No, but I feel like I like the idea of a hard hitting topic, but maybe in the future we'll send it to Chris, like, so
Sunday afternoon.
Formulate. Yeah.
Just had my waffle and some coffee, and then I get blasted by abortion to the face.
No one blasted you with abortion to the face. It was talking about a certain perspective of the abortion topic.
And I know.
Headlong.
There's probably another. We probably could have chosen another topic besides abortion to get through the same point.
No, in fairness, the only reason I brought up this, because literally this is what we talked about, and we kind of got it a little heated, if you remember.
Well, yeah, we always get heated.
I mean, yeah, Jason and Michelle, I feel like our conversations always get heated.
Well, and I think when you have people that are believing in what they're talking about, or at least like wanting to not so much stand up for what they believe in, but sort of, you know, show the other person that what they're saying, you know, they might believe in it for that obviously will inspire a passionate conversation.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now what? Now what do we talk about?
No, you brought up when you were talking about, I forgot what you were talking about, but it made me think of the housing market and how bad I need it to crash here soon.
Why?
Because it is crazy out here. The price of a house. Like they're building 3-bedroom townhouses across the street from me, and they start at $1.6 million.
What the?
Yeah, that sucks, man. I don't know what you're gonna do.
I don't either.
Not buy a townhouse.
Well,
Yeah,
wait, you're in a 3-bedroom apartment, aren't you?
a townhouse.
Okay, so
Yeah, but
what-
we rent. We don't own our house.
But anyway, I think the thing is, it's a lot of. I think they were hoping to move out their rent and then eventually buy.
Yeah.
But at this rate,
We were expecting to rent maybe a couple years and then buy, but I don't know now.
I think it'll crash eventually.
My
Well, that's
my
not
buddy
hope.
mentioned my. Yeah, you're not selling your house anytime soon.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did your
Um,
buddy mention?
No, he mentioned it as a joke, but it's honestly not sounding like a bad idea. Just to go in like 2-3 ways on a piece of land and then build 3 houses on that.
Who said this?
My friend.
Oh, like build. Okay, so get a bigger piece of land and then just like
Yeah,
divide it into
like
3.
spend like 600,000 on a piece of land. That's like 3 acres or whatever,
Yeah.
and then split it 1 acre each, and then build a home.
Didn't our grandfather do that?
No.
Grandpa George didn't do that.
Bought land?
Oh, didn't he? We didn't live on the land that he sold it. I don't know.
No, I mean they bought that land in where we lived in upstate New York. Mom and dad bought that land. Grandma and grandpa bought the other land, and then they had a contractor to build houses.
Oh, okay. I thought Grandpa bought all of that. Did I make that up?
Yeah, who is he? Like,
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, Mr. Monopoly?
Yeah,
He could have been.
he's not a.
No.
What are their names? Man, the really wealthy New York family, Rockefeller. Yeah,
Rockefeller.
I did it.
Yeah, I mean, no, but they did it in the fact that they bought, like what he's saying, bought the land. Each person who built a house bought the land, and then they used whoever they wanted to build a house.
I feel like that'd be cheaper at this point.
I mean, a lot of times it is because you can get the house you want exactly too, and because
Yeah.
sometimes when you go to like these like where there's show houses, you know, the models are like all the top of the line. Like
Right.
you can add on this extra room for 20,000. You can get this. So who doesn't want all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and stuff is so expensive now.
Yeah, gas is crazy out here.
How much is gas?
$5.
Oh,
We knew that.
So it costs about $70 to fill up my car.
Yeah.
Who told you to get that big car?
Yeah.
I like
there you
it.
go, bro.
I like it. I like it. Well,
He
yeah,
has a very fancy life.
Not that many places though, right?
it's not that fancy.
It's fancier than I know.
Well, you don't know
Yeah,
fancy.
you don't know much.
I love you.
Ooh, have you guys seen Bad Vegan yet on Netflix?
No, why?
Oh
Bad
man,
vegan?
it's a docu-series about this business, or I don't know if it's a business. I guess she's a businesswoman, but she had a restaurant up in New York, a really famous vegan restaurant. Basically, what happened was she got involved with a guy who was like, oh, it's so weird. He was like telling her that he could make her dog live forever and give her all the money she wants. But basically tricked her out of like $1.4 million, just giving it to him. And it's just such a ridiculous story. It's crazy how stupid people can be.
I'll have to look that
Yeah,
up.
Look it up. It's like number 2 on the top 10 for Netflix.
So wait, he came in and like said he was a vegan, but he wasn't?
No. It was just like a boyfriend, like someone she met, and then he started like telling her that like he could give her all the wealth she wants, and like saying like he's not human and can make her dog live forever. And then he was like testing her. She just had to give him like hundreds of thousands, and it was all a test. Money doesn't matter and all this stuff. Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. You'd be shocked.
We have a special visitor here right now.
I
Say
see
hi.
that. This isn't going
hi.
to work well.
Oh,
He's
He's just
breathing.
trying to eat the mat. He's doing his Darth Vader impression.
that was Grayson.
He's going crazy over there.
No, he's fine.
All right,
He
well,
just wants to be part of it.
we're at the 30-minute mark.
Oh.
I don't know if you had another abortion-esque topic to talk about.
No, that was the one I came in with. I
Karen
think
Hot.
I think it was a good discussion.
No, yeah, and I think we kind of just decided that kind of doing a little bit of both. Like, I think people like to genuinely hear us just have a conversation about stupid stuff, our
Shoot the
family,
shit.
but then also kind of have a real aspect to it. You know,
Yeah.
whether it's a world problem or did you just touch my boob?
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. That was my
Whoa.
accident. That was an accident.
X-rated
Because we have to
podcast.
talk with the mic in between us.
Anyway,
Yeah, an X-ray podcast with my sister.
but
That is the-
and I think that's a what?
There's a category for that.
I think that's a good way to kind of do it. I kind of agree
Grayson
with you
may
on
turn
that.
off the computer here in a second.
I guess that's our cue.
Yeah. So we'll have to come up with other.
Is something wrong with
next time
Michelle?
when-
She was late. Her hair. Oh, that's the mic. I thought her hair was all messy, but it's just the way the headset looks on her head.
Oh.
It just looked disheveled.
Well, now that we're not on screen anymore, you don't gotta look good.
Yeah, but there's
I,
still the
I thought
world.
my hair looks okay.
It's all
Okay,
right.
but
It
we're
could
not
be
in the
better.
world. We're in my basement.
My hair?
But she had to go through the world to get to your basement.
Oh, but she wasn't wearing microphones. I mean,
I was at home because before this.
Okay.
sorry, my fault. Sorry. No, but I think I'm going. Now, here's the question though: as we move forward, we all going to bring subjects, or am I just going to bring them and surprise us?
I don't know. How many subjects are there?
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about a surprise topic, right? Because I feel like you really get your feelings on it.
Right.
Yeah.
There is a. That's true. I'm sorry. I'm just distracted by
What's
my.
the next one? We hit abortion. What's next?
It's a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, I like taking Christopher like
By surprise.
surprise, like just throw it because his face. I wish you
Yeah,
could
I
have
was
all seen
not-
his face.
I was not ready for it.
Nope.
I think
I didn't.
you handled it well. Well, welcome to middle aging. Time to get ready for it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
things
so.
change on a dime.
I'm not
Middle
there
aging.
yet.
We discuss father's readiness to be a father.
Yeah.
Take that, bitch.
Well, on that note, I
right.
guess we'll see you later.
Yeah, I guess we'll see you later.
All right, say goodbye, Shell.
Bye, Shell.
Nice.
Adios.